ever since Cappy debuted his power, which grants Mario the ability to possess various enemies and objects. People have made several jokes and parody videos on how apparently terrifying this ability is. Oh God, Mario can take your soul now! Ah! But not only is this not the first time Mario and friends have put on caps to take the form of completely different people, Cappy, in all honesty, is not that horrifying. Okay, actually it kind of is. However, it is not nearly as horrifying in terms of being compared to all of the other Mario power-ups. If you're just now questioning the mechanics and ethics of the power-ups in the Mushroom Kingdom, you really haven't been paying attention to Mario at all. Mario power-ups have always had horrible side effects that we simply don't think about, and some have gruesome backstories that can make even the Pokédex blush. Today, I'm going to give you a taste of just how insanely scary these power-ups can be. Let's take a look at these 5 Mario power-ups other than Cappy that we should all be afraid of. Number 5, the Fire Flower. Ever wonder how Mario is able to throw fireballs by simply using a flower? Well, it turns out the scientific basis of the fire flower has been seen in real-world plants. The skunk cabbage, the dead horse lily, and the corpse flower. These flowers are some of the only plants capable of generating their own heat, and they use it to help themselves grow in the winter and to spread their stench further. This disgusting scent of dead bodies and rotting corpses is used to ward off predators from eating them and to attract flies to help them pollinate. So anytime someone puts on this red and white suit, they are actually using the flower's magically powerful heat generation to create a fireball within their fist in order to throw it into someone's face. All the while, they smell like literal death, which means that any enemy within a mile of Mario and company don't wind up having a surprise attack at their posts. Instead, they begin smelling the dreadful stench of the hundreds of Goombas and Koopas that have been stomped by this murderous jumping plumber and his trail of blood. And if you would like some further detail on how the fire flower works, you can watch this video right here. It's a much older one of mine, but it covers it in more detail. But for now, let's move on. Number 4. What if I told you that Mario and Luigi were dead? Nah, I'm just kidding. But boy, do Mario and Luigi face death more times than anyone would want to. They jump into bottomless pits, get eaten by chain chomps, shot by tanks, squashed by thwomps, and they just keep coming back as if nothing had happened. Maybe the smell of corpses doesn't come from the fire flower, but just those two in general. Originally, I was going to put the 1-up mushroom here, but that's much more of a video game mechanic. It's never actually explained how Mario comes back from the dead over and over again. Anytime he falls into lava or bumps into a Goomba, it's basically just game mechanics to give you multiple chances, or else you have to do everything all over again. It's basically just game mechanics to give you multiple tries. But there is one mushroom we really need to think about beyond the basic mechanics, and that is the Boo Mushroom. In Super Mario Galaxy, if Mario or Luigi ate this particular mushroom, they would become boos, ghosts. Oh my gosh, they just ate a mushroom that essentially killed them. That's not even uncommon. There are so many poisonous mushrooms that can kill a man in mere minutes. Boos are ghosts. Ghosts are dead. If you are a ghost, then that means you are dead. Though, thankfully, this death only seems to be temporary. If Mario or Luigi touch a ray of light, they revert back to normal. But what is normal? Being alive? If you've ever listened to anyone explaining what coming back from death feels like, or simply seen one of the latest Black Mirror episodes, experiencing death is absolutely traumatizing. You stop feeling. It becomes cold, so cold, until all hope slowly drains and disappears, and you see and feel nothing. Now imagine jumping back from all of that into real life. You'll never be the same again. Number 3, the Super Leaf. Okay, while the Super Mushrooms and Mega Mushrooms making you grow big is pretty terrifying, at the end of the day, all they really do is give you a mild form of gigantism for a short while. But as for the Super Leaf, I really don't know how anyone can justify its existence. Nowadays, these leaves might just be grounds to give you a Tanooki suit, which allows you to turn to stone and gently fly. The only ones who would find that terrifying is PETA. But in Mario 3, the rules are different. Instead of getting a Tanooki suit, these leaves had you grow a Tanooki tail, an extra appendage of bone, skin, and muscle, and now added fur. Just imagine for a second, if over the course of seconds, you suddenly grew an 11th toe, but on your chest or something. Wouldn't that be disgusting? Now imagine, just by touching one leaf, you could grow something infinitely more large and hairy. Outside of a few DeviantArt fandoms, this is a completely horrifying transformation. Just imagine the pain of all of those new nerve endings growing out, and then imagine them leaving after losing the tail. Number 2, Power Stars. Do you want to be a god? Do you want to know what real power feels like? The true power that makes you have the ability to end lives with a single touch? Well then, the Power Star is meant for you, you sadistic egomaniac. Touch this star and for a brief period of time, you become so powerful that anything that just touches you will wind up immediately dying. Do you know what kind of power that brings? How such power can essentially corrupt feeble minds? The good news is that this power is just temporary. The bad news is there's tons of the stars everywhere in the Mushroom Kingdom. What's worse is that this terror is actually in-universe for Mario and friends. What's constantly used as a power source for Mario to collect? Stars. What do you try and collect in Mario Party? Stars. What's one of the best weapons to use in Mario Kart? Stars! These god-creating stars are constantly being used as a form of controlling power in the Mario universe. Weapons that truly should only be used as a last resort in a battlefield are being handed out to literal babies in Baby Park. You wouldn't just hand a baby a gun, would you? I mean, it'd be pretty hilarious, but you know, safety first. And number 1. What if I told you that Mario, Luigi, Peach, Rosalina, and this Toad, just this one thankfully, are all dead? And this time, I'm not making it up. How are they all dead? Well, Cherries. Double Cherries. Super Mario 3D World introduced what is undoubtedly the most terrifying Mario power-ups in all of Mario history. The Double Cherries appear to be nothing more than simple cherries, but if you devour them, they form an exact clone of you which perfectly mirrors your movement. An absolutely perfect doppelganger. And the more cherries you eat, the more clones, the more doppelgangers you can create. That's all well and good, of course, until you realize something about these characters you play as. Watch me play this scene a bit for you, yeah? Okay, here's Mario picking up the cherry. Now, this is clearly Mario, and this guy next to him is his clone. Now observe. Mario just died. No lives were taken. That Mario isn't coming back in a bubble either. This Mario, our Mario, is completely and utterly dead. Now we control his clone. This right here is what makes the Double Cherry the most terrifying and dark power-up in all of Mario. After that point in the game, anyone who eats those cherries and ends up getting hit by an enemy or falling down a pit is canonically dead. This Mario who shows up in the games afterwards is not the same Mario who saved Delfino. It's his clone. This Luigi in Dark Moon, not the one from the original Luigi's Mansion. This is his clone. This Peach, not the original Peach who made you a cake for collecting all 120 stars in Mario 64. They're all clones. These clones, they aren't like their tinier versions with only a portion of the strength of the original. They are full-strength clones, only born and created when someone ate the Double Cherries. And even if these clones had the exact same memories as Mario and company, there's a huge, terrifying philosophical question to be had. Even if these perfect clones will act out their lives as if they were the original completely, how is Luigi going to sleep at night, knowing that he watched his own brother whom he grew up with die and easily get replaced by a carbon copy? How will Toad sleep after watching his princess perish, and this eerily similar replica takes over? And most importantly, how will you sleep, knowing that you caused this? All because you wanted to pick up some cute-looking cherries. Okay, better stop right now. I'm getting a little, philosophy is terrifying. But hey, if you were feeling spooked by any of these observations, then maybe you could use today's sponsor, which is our own line of t-shirts. These are amazing! Shirts with the logo, shirts with Maxwell, shirts about Pokemon alchemy. This one, it's the alchemic lion eating the sun, except it's Solgaleo. Or this one, the alchemic symbol for Azoth but replaced with Pokemon. And then there's this, a simple transmutation circle but replaced with Pokemon symbols and unknown. All very awesome and all directly support this channel, so please check it out with the link in the description, and until next time, please never stop using your noggin.